couldn't talk. So how am I talking to things that aren't there? Pick a struggle. So she was like, you were unresponsive, and what if you know, I haven't had this CAT scan done yet. At this time, I hadn't had the CAT scan. I haven't had the CAT scan done yet. What if you were, you're having a brain aneurysm, or there's some kind of something going on, and you go outside, and I let you leave, and you get run over by a car or something because you're not coherent and you're not in your right mind. And I said, I understand that. That makes perfect sense. However, you didn't have to lie. And what you just explained just now was not what you explained in front of everybody else. That's not how you presented the situation. You did not present the situation as though you were concerned for my health. You presented the situation as though I had mental health issues. And you were taking it to a point where you were trying to step the lines, because there are things where if a physician just says the right word, they can take all your rights away. All they have to do is say, this person is not mentally stable, and all your rights are gone in an instant. They will send you up to the 4th floor. Usually in every hospital, it's the 4th floor. And then you have to prove that you're sane. And while you're in there, if you have children, who knows what, especially if they're little, will happen to them. Who knows how long they will keep you in there? Who knows what kind of drug they will put you on? They can say anything. All it takes, and she knows that, I know, everybody knows that. And it doesn't have to be the truth is the problem. That's my issue. It doesn't have to be true for it to happen. They verify later. It's just like being a slave. It's like one step from going to jail. It's a different jail. It's just not. So, I said, all my piece. That's not what happened, blah, 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 blah. She's apologizing, and saying how, if I'm willing to stay for and I was telling her, I still need to use the phone because we came back in here, and she's like, telling the guy, and now she's being all like she on my team again or whatever, telling him to do this, and I guess that's what made him mad. But whatever. So fast forward, I used the phone. They gave me this regular phone that's not connecting and still telling me that you're going to have to call them tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. So I called Steve and told him to, and I forgot that when they took me, whatever, usually when you take somebody like that and they're not responsive and they have family members around, you ask the family member, hey, does she have a purse? Something like that, right? Because if you're going to be there by yourself, when you leave, you're going to have to get home, aren't you? You need some money. You need your identification. You need your wallet. They didn't ask y'all none of that.
Did they give you your ID?
I didn't have no shoes. Yeah, all I had was ID. I didn't have no shoes. I didn't have no wallet. I had no keys. Nothing. Or whatever. They're supposed to ask you that since you were here. And the fact that they tried to say, and Debo in here, I was too weak to protest. But the fact that they tried to say, if you don't get him over and call somebody, we're going to have to call DSS. You're 16. The law states that when you're 13, you can be here by yourself and watch your younger siblings. What was that about? Do you guys see now what I be talking about when I say that just because, and just because of where we live, it's been a very, very bad day. And then I'll come home to find out that they didn't even go cheat. They didn't even cheat. And while I'm in the hospital, she's talking about they're trying to give me this stuff to counteract whatever you were exposed to. Well, if you go over there and check, you'll know specifically what I was exposed to. Don't you need that? She was like, we don't know what strand of weed it was and blah, 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 or what. Maybe someone slipped something in your drink and all this crap. And the officer was in there when she said all that, and when she was trying to give me that other stuff, because he was trying to hold my hands down. Because she tried to put something, I said, no ma'am. Woke up enough to put her hand down. No, you will not. I said, because that took all the energy I had. But anyway, fast forward to the end of the thing, whatever, finally, I'm getting ready to get discharged because I want to use the paperwork to show the manager and all this kind of stuff, how all this, oh, by the way, they checked my urine and my white blood cells were super elevated. They used the P word. Whatever. My mind's not, whatever. My white blood cells were super high. Lecithin is something that sounds like lactate, but it's lactine. I think it's lactine. Those are super elevated. The lactine levels, when they're elevated, that's what tells you that a person had a seizure or not. Then you get the CAT scan to tell you what kind of seizure they had. So, first of all, before all this stuff is, before the incident in the hallway, and a little bit right after, and they're trying to level with me, they're telling me that I had a seizure. They're telling me that I had some kind of blood sugar situation going on. They're telling me that I had heart palpitations, or, my every, I don't know, 20 minutes, my heart rate was just boom, 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 and it was not going down. Even I was trying to breathe like this, and as much as I could, and they just kept on saying something's wrong with her breathing, something's wrong with her breathing, and the monitor was just boom, boom, boom. They couldn't get it down, right? So all those major issues going on, right? And when and my pupils were dilated. So the guy that initially did all this and was like, oh, we gotta take her, he gave the people the report. When I got in the report, I don't remember what they were saying out here, but when I got in the car, when he was trying to tell them what you were saying and what he saw for himself, she kept on saying, it was 2 ladies in there and a guy and then some officers. She kept on saying, kidneys don't do that. Seizure don't do that, or blah, 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 blah. Basically saying she high. She on drugs and she's having an overdose or something. And this whole thing about the neighbor, she's making that up. Because she's high. She's doing drugs. When we got to the hospital, or whatever, and I'm trying to get the paperwork, because of the situation, when I called the lady out, they wrote on my paper that my diagnosis is not heart palpitations, not kidney failure, not diabetes, not blood sugar, high blood sugar, whatever that stuff is. Nothing with the kidneys, or I already said that. Nothing with the brain. Oh yeah, let me tell you this too, by the way. Here it is. Nothing with the brain or whatever. He couldn't hand me my paper, and he's like, your brain scans came back negative. This is an appointment. We want you to see a neurologist as soon as possible. We need you to make the appointment in the morning, first thing in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, as soon as you wake up. Why is that so urgent if the brain scans, everything was negative? Why, if that's so urgent, that's a request, why is the diagnosis altered mental status? Altered mental status, unspecified altered mental status. So to cover their behind, instead of all the tests that they ran, all of the things that was said, the reason that the guy said I needed to come in the first place, I said to this guy too. And I was like, so the kidney issues, the brain scan, the blood sugar levels, my heart palpitations, you couldn't get my heart rate down. I still am having a hard time breathing. And the diagnosis, I'm being seen for altered mental status? That's not why I was brought in here. Well, ma'am, this is literally how he was trying to answer me back. That's what we observed. This is what we see, and this is all on paper. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no need talking about it anymore. We can't argue about it. That's what it is. I'm not changing it. We can't change it. Gaslighting to the 5th degree. Not answering my question. Skipping over the details. Not. I want to sue the crap out of this hospital, the people in the ambulance, and maybe even the police officers too, if they were, yeah, them too, because they're supposed to file a police report. They're supposed to come here and see where the weed's coming from. I said it on the hospital, in the truck before it left off, because somebody came back to the truck and was like, we don't know what kind of drug it is. We don't know what it is, whatever. And I said, go find out. Can you go knock on the door? Whatever energy I had left, can you just go see? If they knock on the door, it will hit them in the face. Altered mental state. Because I checked her. Because I called her out for lying. And the guy gave me a dirty